All righty. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this live stream, everyone, and Happy New Year. Thank you for tuning in and for being patient. I promise one of these times I will start on time for these live streams, but happy to be here. Happy to see everyone here. If you are tuned into the live stream right now, let me know in the live chat where you're tuning in from. I know we have a lot of people from all over the world, so I'd love to hear where everyone is from. So let me know in the live chat. If you're new to my channel, I teach you everything that you need to know about print on demand and selling on the Etsy marketplace. My channel will walk you through step by step on how to get your Etsy shop up and running and to start making daily sales. And it's something that can help anyone who has very little background in e-commerce. I have very thorough tutorials where it will help you do everything that you need in order to have success on Etsy. But for those of you that are tuned in, let me know where you are from in the live chat. I know we have people from all over, so if you can add it to the live chat, I'll be able to know where everyone's tuning in from, and then we'll get started. I just want to share a few things related to print on demand and then share some motivational tips, and then we will be doing a live Q&A. So I will be answering any questions that you guys have here. All righty. So first things first is for print on demand, if you're not familiar with it and it's something that's new to you, it's a great business model for someone who has very little background in e-commerce. There's a few huge reasons why I love print on demand and why I am currently doing print on demand. So the first one is it's extremely hands-off. So there's not much that you have to do other than build your shop out, add your listings, do customer service. But for the part of doing shipping and printing, you don't have to do any of that. So you can do it from anywhere in the world. You can work very remote, which is one of my favorite parts. You can work as much as you want or as little as you want. So there's a huge benefit for that reason for doing print on demand. The reason why I love selling on the Etsy marketplace instead of starting my own Shopify store or having my own site is because one, there's over 80 million buyers on Etsy. So it's a great marketplace to be a part of where there's already organic traffic where you can promote your listings and you can have your listings for people to purchase. And it's already built out. So all you got to do is open your store, add your listings, and then people can start shopping. Other reasons I like print on demand is it's super flexible. So it allows you to work from anywhere, as I mentioned before. It allows you to really work as much as you want, to do as much as you want, to do as little as you want. If you want just to be a little side gig, it can be a side gig. If you want to turn it into something that's full time, you can do that as well, depending on how much work you want to put in. There's very little upfront cost. So there's hardly any risk with print on demand. You're not paying for any inventory up front. You're not paying for a warehouse or anything that really is related to opening and starting a business. There's no overhead. You don't have to store inventory. There's very little risk. When a customer purchases something from your store, you're able to then go and purchase that item and your supplier will print and ship it for you. So like I mentioned before, there's not much that you have to do in terms of the printing and handling, which makes it very passive. If you're new to print on demand and you just tune in this live stream and it's a foreign concept to you, yes, you can start making money with very little e-commerce. This is how I got started. I had very little background in it, and I was able to get my Etsy store up and running based off tons of research that I did and on YouTube, watching different videos, and able to start making daily sales as you put in the work. With that, though, it doesn't come overnight. It will take time. You have to be patient. You have to be willing to make the sacrifices and to go through the time where you're not making any money or making any sales, and it's very discouraging. But if you're able to push through that, there's a lot of opportunity to make money specifically on Etsy and specifically with the print on demand business model. And on my channel, I teach you everything that you need to know to get your shop up and running and to start doing that. But I know we have a few people here in the live chat and who are tuned in. Looks like Gloria's here. For those of you that are tuned in, let me know where you are from. Where are you tuning in from? And we will start to do a live Q&A here shortly. Gloria from Dallas. And one of her questions, I'll answer your question, Gloria, since there's not many people on right now. Have you sold any jewelry? We haven't done much jewelry, honestly, on our store. We've done experiment with a lot of other things like mugs and canvases and like other things other than just t-shirts and sweatshirts, but we haven't done jewelry. But I think it's not a bad idea. It's something that's worth experimenting with. And that's what I love about print on demand is you can experiment as much as you want. So the best part about it is you can experiment with jewelry, Gloria, and if it works, it works. You'll have a new opportunity to make more money. But if it doesn't work, you're not out anything other than your 20-cent listing fee. Um, excuse me. So I haven't done jewelry, but I think it's a great idea to experiment with, especially during specific holidays. But great question. All righty. We have Karen from Western New York. Good to have you here, Karen. And I'll be answering questions. So if you guys have questions, start adding them to the live chat. Also, I'm curious to know for the 6 of you that are tuned in right now, have you made a sale in the past 30 days? If you've made a sale in the past 30 days, do a thumbs up in the live chat. Let me know how sales are going for you. All right. So again, with print on demand, it is very possible to make money if you have very little experience, if you're willing to put in the work. And you can start making $10 a day profit, $30 a day profit, $50 a day profit, $100 a day profit. There is no cap to it. You can really make as much as you want as long as you are willing to always be learning, improving, and implementing. And that's one of my favorite things. So a question I have for you is, one, if you haven't started yet, why haven't you started? There's no better time to start than today. The biggest thing that's keeping you from succeeding really is yourself. So just stop saying ifs and whats and ands and just get started and stick with it. Don't give up, because the opportunity is there and there's so much potential right now. Another question I have for you, or a question that I have for you is, what is stopping you? So are you too tired to run your Etsy shop because you're busy with life? You don't have enough time. You don't have enough energy. Maybe you're busy with your other job, your other work. You're busy with your family, with your friends. You don't have enough money to get started, you think, or you don't have the skill set, or is maybe it's just yourself. Maybe yourself is just stopping you from really getting started and changing the course of your life and really being able to create the lifestyle that you want because you're not willing to start. So my advice for you is to not wait any longer. It's a new year. It's time to discipline yourself and to really conquer the goals that you have, because there's a lot of opportunity right now with print on demand, even starting today. Yeah, you get on Etsy and it looks very oversaturated. It looks like there's too many shops selling t-shirts already, so there's no room for you. There's not enough pie for you. But I promise you that there is still room. Okay, Gloria, true. I'm going to try it out and I'll let you know how it goes. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, it's not a bad idea to start jewelry. If anyone that's tuned in and you're doing jewelry, let me know. Be curious to see if you're having any success with jewelry. So we got thumbs up. Looks like Gloria's making sales. Karen's making sales. Very cool. We have Mohammed from Morocco. Very cool. Good to have you here. Are you team Marmalade, E-Rank, or Sales Samurai? Awesome question. So I'm not any team, actually. I think the best team to be a part of is the source itself on Etsy. And sorry, going straight to Etsy, you're able to look at keywords that are ranking well for specific listings and specific niches, and you're able to do your keyword research there. So that would be my best advice for you, is to first just go straight to the source. Don't worry about investing in keyword tools like the ones you mentioned. Yes, you can. Let me pull this question up. Sorry. So yes, you can invest in those and they can have an impact in your business and possibly help grow your shop. But if you're just starting out, don't stress over that. I would go straight to the source. For me personally, I do 90% of my keyword research directly on Etsy, looking at things that are trending on the first pages, shops that are performing well in the same niches that I'm doing. What type of keyword structures are they using? What type of targeted keywords are they using? And then I incorporate that in my own listing. But that's a great question. In the past, I've used Marmalade and E-Rank, but I've never used Sales Samurai, but I have heard good things about it. So I just experiment and see what works for you. But first, I'd go straight to the source. Okay. So A is planning on doing jewelry as well. Awesome idea. Gloria, success leaves clues. Etsy is the best source. 100% agree with this. I think this is the most important thing to understand on Etsy, is that success leaves clues. and to double down on the success that you've already had. So I talk about this so often in my videos, but if you have a design that's doing well on a t-shirt, consider adding it onto a tank top or onto a mug or onto a hat, whatever it is fitted to work with. Obviously, some designs won't work on certain products, but double down on it, and then also take elements from that design that's doing well for you and selling, and incorporate it in a different design within different niches. But 100% glorious success leaves clues, and Etsy is the best place for experimenting and learning about that, as well as for um, trying with different listings, trying with different things that are having success on either Redbubble or Amazon, or things that you see trending on Pinterest, and then to go and experiment with that on Etsy, because it's so cheap to experiment on Etsy. All you are paying is your 20-cent listing fee, and then obviously the different transaction fees and payment processing fees if it sells. But to just experiment with it, Etsy is a great place to do that. Troy, good to have you here. Hi, Brennan. Would you still consider Vexels as a great investment? 100%, Troy. It's a no-brainer investment, especially if you lack in design skills. It's a great place to kickstart your designs. It's a great place to scale your designs and your business, especially with the PSD templates you can use. It allows you to use one template. I don't know if you've seen my template video I created a few weeks ago, Troy, but you can use one PSD template and then change it and alter it as many times as you'd want with different color combinations, different graphics. And it's an easy way to scale out a ton of different designs. But me personally, I think it's 100% excellent investment, and it's something that can really help take your business to the next level. And the best, I think, personally, if I were investing in it, I would go with the lifetime account, just because you are able to make the one-time purchase. Yes, it's a large purchase up front, um, but you're able to make one purchase, and then you have access to Vexels for life, and you have access to those designs, and you have rights to those designs and graphics for your entire life. Versus having a subscription like on a monthly basis, is where if you're subscribed only monthly, you only have access to those designs. You can only use it when you have an active account. Um, but with that too, I understand it's a big investment, especially starting out if you have little money. If you want to experiment like a month or two trial just to see if you like Vexels, and if you do, then you can go and make that bigger purchase. But long answer short, Troy, yes, it's a great investment, I personally believe. Do you use the duplication strategy for the same listings? For instance, making multiple listings with variations in title plus keywords to figure out what works best. I think it's not a bad idea. I know you do have to be cautious and careful with Etsy duplicating a listing with the exact same design. Um, but it isn't a bad idea for experimenting on like mock-up photos. What mock-up photos gets more clicks in search results? What keywords do you rank better for? So I think it's a good idea. It's a good strategy. For me personally, I don't currently do it. I'm just creating as many listings as possible. And if I'm designing a specific niche, I will. So, like for this example that you're asking, if I'm designing a specific niche, I will just vary my keywords for that shirt. So I'll have two designs that are very similar. Instead of copy pasting the exact same title and tags, I would vary it with different keywords that I want to target. So change up my targeted keywords, because your first few keywords in your title are going to have the most weight in your SEO score. And so I'll vary that out. But a great strategy. I currently am not doing it. All right. If you're finding value in this live stream right now, if you can give it a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you subscribe. I put out content every week, and I go live. I used to go live every other week. I realized I didn't go live for almost a month and a half, but I go live fairly often. And also, if you're not in our Facebook group yet, Print on Demand Warriors, the link is in the description. It's a great resource and a great place to be a part of a community who are like-minded people doing the same thing as you. And there's a lot of very extremely helpful people in there who are willing to help you with questions that you may have. So make sure you go and join that. How important do you think ads are on Etsy? So I have mixed views on ads, Candice, but great question. I think it's a great tool for experimenting and seeing like your opportunity if you have the extra cash to burn. But with that, it's very easy to light money on fire with running Etsy ads. So I wouldn't make it a primary focus, especially when you're starting out. I would focus more on using really proven SEO and ranking organically, because there are a lot of shops that are just ranking organically with several listings and not promoting any listing. They're just ranking on the first few pages and having great success that way. But if you have extra money to burn, I would consider only running ads after you found a listing that is proven and is selling and is gaining traction. Because once it's gaining traction, you can then pour money into it and scale it, because you know it's already working and it won't be wasted ad spend. But long answer short, Candace, is I wouldn't spend money on ads until you have something that's already working. Unless you have extra money to burn and you just start dying to light money on fire. And I have ran ads in the past. I've experimented with them. I've seen a lot of traffic from them, um, but conversion not as high. And that could have been at the point in my uh, lifespan of my shop. My listings weren't as great as they could have been, especially when it comes down to conversion. But it can be hit or miss with ads. So I'd just be cautious, but I'd focus more on organic SEO, or ranking organically with proven SEO first. I do use both Marmalade and eRink, but Etsy is always better. Cool, Gloria. So I would love to hear your opinion on Marmalade and eRink. If you've seen like much success from it, if you've seen big improvements with traffic to your store. But really, I think going straight to the source is the best, because those third-party platforms, all they're doing is pulling data from the source straight from Etsy. So it's just I don't know. I personally think it's better to go straight to the source, and you can see everything that's working on Etsy. That's what I love about Etsy. It's so transparent. You can see what stores are doing well, based on reviews, based on ranking. You can see what types of design elements are trending. You can see what type of keywords are working. There's so much transparency on Etsy, and it's so easy to really experiment and evaluate what's working, studying the clues, like we mentioned before, success leaves clues, and then capitalizing on it and double downing on it. Do you also do audits on what listings are selling and not selling well and deactivating them? So awesome question. I will I will do audits after they have already deactivate after the I'm so sorry. After they've already deactivated. So I will let it run its course of 4 months, and while it's up, I'll see how it's performing. And then once it has expired, I will then evaluate and see, okay, wasn't my mockups weren't right? They weren't professional enough? Wasn't it my keywords, or was it just the design itself? And I'll evaluate it that way. And then I'll also look at my stats. You can easily see the stats on your when you're editing listings. You can see how many clicks they've had, and you can see how they performed. And then I will consider if I will renew that listing, or if I'll just keep it deactivated because it's not going to make me any money. But to answer your question, I don't really evaluate them or audit them during the process of their lifespan. So if they're up, I'll just let them run its course, and then I'll do my audit after they've expired. I heard that Etsy looks at your store's overall conversion rate, and having listings that don't sell will bring down your store's overall conversion rate and therefore your overall ranking on Etsy. So yeah, I don't know about in total, but I definitely, if you have listings that aren't performing well, they won't rank well. I don't know if it will necessarily affect your store, and the reason I say that is because we have a handful of listings that perform really well for us. As I mentioned in my most recent upload video that I did, we have about 10 to 12 listings that perform very consistently and sell very consistently for us, and then our other 230 listings or 240 listings don't perform as well. And obviously, they sell here and there, but there's a big chunk of them that don't sell at all. And I don't think it has necessarily hurt our entire overall conversion rate score for our store. So I don't think Etsy has docked us for us for that. But um, definitely, if you have zero listings that are performing well, then I would be alarmed. But. So yeah, I hope I answered your question. A. If that didn't answer your question, let me know. Hi, Brennan. When will be the next Vexels discount sale? I will keep you posted on that. They run sales every few months or the holidays. They did one this last Christmas, but they keep me informed so I can keep you guys informed. But I'll be sure to let you know, and I'll most likely, more than likely, do a video on it. If I don't, I'll let you know in the Facebook group Print on Demand Warriors. Thanks. I did purchase the lifetime plan. Awesome choice. So great investment. I don't think you'll have any regrets. If I don't know when you purchased it or how long ago you purchased it, but curious to hear what your thoughts are. How have you liked it? There's a lot to do with it and a lot of different ways to fully utilize it for your business. But really, it takes so much time. It saves you so much time when it comes to designing, especially for people like me who have very little design skills. My wife does most of our designing, but using Vexels allows you to do a ton more designs than you would be able to do by yourself. With one, just like their t-shirt maker, two, with their PSD templates, which is one of the most valuable pieces of Vexels, I think. I just hit 1,100 sales in my first year. I wanted to get your take on how sales have grown as you went from 1 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 and above. Awesome job. Congratulations on your 1,100 sales. That is very impressive. And that's something to be very proud of and a huge accomplishment, especially in your first year. So it, it's very obvious that you're doing things that are working and that are right. So my quick plug, my first advice is just keep doing what you're doing and double down on what's working and continue with it because you're headed in the right path. To answer your question, the first sale is definitely the hardest sale you will ever have to get. It'll probably be the most rewarding sale and the most exciting sale just because it's like that light bulb effect where someone across the states or across the world found your listing, they liked your listing, they liked your design, and then they liked it enough to purchase it. And that feeling is, there's no other feeling like that, especially when it comes to your first one. Um, but your first one's the hardest to get, and the more your store grows, the more sales you have, the more credibility your store has, and the more reviews you receive, the more social proof you have, and it's just a huge snowball effect where it will continue to grow and continue to scale. So yeah, the first 100 definitely the hardest. Once you get over like 1,000, as you mentioned, it'll just continue to compound and continue to grow. And with that though, you can't just sleep on it. You can't just, okay, I've done the dirty work. I've added my listings. Now I can just coast and have endless amount of sales. You still have to put in the work, but it does tend to snowball and compound on itself the more sales that you have. So great question. Any advice for someone looking to hit that 10,000 sale mark? How have you scaled up your business beyond these milestones? So, biggest advice for you for getting to that point is to um, automation. I think as much automation as possible on Etsy. It's difficult to fully automate it. Where you like as Merch by Amazon, there's a lot of different automation tools that you can use. But think of ways to use your time more wisely and to um, stop doing things that necessarily aren't taking your business to the next level and focus your efforts only on things that really help your business grow, and then doing things that will streamline. So like think of clever ways to better streamline the design process. One way for that is investing in a tool like Vexels, or there's a lot of different other tools there, but Vexels is one of my favorite. Think of quicker ways you can upload listings. Possibly consider hiring someone. If you're at to that point where you're making enough money to hire someone, you can hire someone to upload all your listings for you or to do the designing for you, to take certain parts out so you can put your focus more on other places. And then another tip with that is if you have listings that are performing really well and you have extra cash, then consider, as I mentioned before, scaling it with marketing. So running ads on specific listings, and then it's a great way to scale it. But that'd be a few tips for you. I hope that answered your question. But another tip I'd have that I've been thinking a lot about lately is you need to be doing something, at least one thing, but more is better, at least one thing every single day that will take your business or scale your business to your next milestone that you want to hit. Because I think it's very easy once you start to consistently make sales and you start to get in the kind of groove and momentum and you're getting traction to just kind of coast and do the housekeeping stuff where it comes down to, especially on Etsy, where you're doing a lot of customer service. You're doing like basic things, keeping track of orders, little things that necessarily don't grow your business. It's easy to get caught in that rut and to not be focusing on things that will help your business grow. So like instead of doing just customer service, make sure you're doing at least 3 to 5 listings a day to increase your listing count. Think of ways to rebrand your store, to market your store, things of that nature. But and then another thing is just keep with it. Don't give up, because you've had 1,100 sales already. You've made progress. So just stick with it and it will continue to grow. I use ads to get keywords that I am being found for, then turn them off. It was a great resource for that. Awesome tip, Gloria. So, see, I think ads is, I think ads is a great way to experiment, like for reasons like that, where you can see what keywords you can rank for. I wouldn't make it your main focus, but there's a lot of good that can come from ads, and a lot of good, especially if you have a winning design that's doing well, you can scale it so that Etsy promotes it. So if you guys are finding value in this live stream, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. But it's fun to have you guys here and to be able to tune in again. It's been a minute since we've done a live stream. And I'm grateful for you guys tuning in on your Saturday morning. It shows how disciplined you are and how much desire you have to really have success. So proud of you for that, and good for you for that. Troy, my fear is becoming overwhelmed with customer service. I have a disability that might be a challenge, so I'd be hesitant to start. Okay, so yeah, customer service is tricky. I'll be honest, my wife is better grammatically than I am. She's better at writing. She's better at customer service, so she handles a lot of our customer service. So it is a fear to have, but I wouldn't let it keep you from doing it. Does that make sense? I understand. I'm sensitive to your issue and what you have, but I think really people aren't going to think much of it if your customer service isn't perfect, because no one's customer service is perfect. So I wouldn't let fear keep you from starting, but just learn what you can learn, improve what you can learn, improve. There's a lot of resources out there to improve your writing skills, your grammar skills, and to be able to handle basic customer service. But if it's a huge concern, find someone who has that skill set and hire them to handle your customer service. If it's that big of an issue for you, but I wouldn't overthink it, Troy. I would just run with it and do your best, and that's the most important. My first sale came the next morning, but then the next one was a month later. Yeah, so Etsy's interesting. You'll have success, you'll have a sale, and you'll think things are moving, and then it'll die down again. But the biggest advice is just stick with it, and don't give up when things get hard, because I promise you, no matter how much your shop has grown or will grow, you will always have ruts in the path, and you'll always have lows and times where it gets hard. If it's like poor quality and your customer's not happy with it, or sales aren't coming in, or whatever it is, times will get tough. So just stick with it. And with that, you have to have a why. If you don't have a why for your business, why are you running your business? What's your reason? What motivates you? It'll be very hard to push through when things get hard. And another thing I think about a lot is your why will be able to push you when you can't push yourself. So have a why. If it's your family, being able to provide for your family, being able to travel, being able to pay the bills, whatever your why is, find your why so that it will push you when you can't push yourself. And because times will get hard, that's just the way it is. Nothing comes easy. Anything that's good and anything that's of value will not come easy. So find your why. Rouse X, good to have you here. I use Vela for Etsy automation, even thought it's technically not automation, but it makes it way better. 100%. If you're not familiar with Vela, it is a great tool, especially for like batch uploading photos or changing photos for doing like batch editing. It's a resource that you must have. It used to be free, but now you have to pay $5 a month, but it's still well worth the investment. Thank you so much for all your videos. I just hit today my 10 sales with 40 listings. Congratulations. That's super exciting. So you are headed in the right direction. Keep with it. Like I mentioned before, the first one is the hardest one. Catherine, thanks for all your tips. Your wife sounds awesome. She definitely is. She saves the business every single day. Trust me, if I can redo 2000 listings SEO and miss out on a lot of holiday sales and still stick with it, anyone can. This is a long haul. 100% Gloria. Thank you for your encouragement and your motivation. It's not a quick way to get to make money. So if you're expecting to start an Etsy shop and make money today or tomorrow after opening, I would be willing to bet that won't happen. So it takes time. It takes a discipline. It takes dedication. You just have to stick with it in order to really have success. And it's possible. I promise you, there's money to be made on Etsy. You can make as little as you want or as much as you want, depending on how much you want to work. But really, if you can start making $50 to $100 a day, how will that impact your life? How will it change your life? And if you can do $100 a day, it's very easy to start doing $300 or $400 or $500 a day if you are willing to continue to scale it. And $50 to $100 a day is $1,500 to $3,000 a month. What type of impact would that have on you financially? Would it allow you to travel more? Would it allow you to take care of your family better or do things with your family that you weren't able to do previously? So yeah, it's a great way to make side money or a great way to make a full-time income. And it's possible. I promise you it's possible. This is coming from experience with little background in e-commerce, with running an online store. I had no background when I started. I just had that desire and that want to be able to make money remotely so that we could travel. And we learned what we needed to learn, and we did what we needed to did what we needed to do, and we stuck with it, and we didn't give up when times got hard. And now we're able to travel and work 100% remote, which we're extremely grateful for. But yeah, just find your why, keep with it, and don't give up because things will get hard. But if you stick with it, you'll be proud of yourself. But thank you everyone for tuning in today. It's fun to be able to chat with everyone. If you want to support the channel, feel free to support it by doing super chats during my live streams in the future, or joining our Facebook group, or you can do our PayPal tip jar, which is buy my wife a dinner date. It's something new we've started. But I'm grateful for your support and for you guys tuning in and watching the videos. And I'm proud of you guys for learning and improving and implementing and having that desire to make a change in your life, because life is important. And if you're willing to put in the work, you can have whatever really type of lifestyle that you want, if you're willing to do what you need to do it. So just don't give up, keep with it. And I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great new year, and the best of luck to all of you. But we'll see you guys in the next live stream and in the next video. If you guys didn't see my most recent video that I did, I'll add it in the live chat here. I posted it yesterday. It's a question I get often where people ask how many listings you need to have in order to have success on Etsy. And this video here, I just added the link. Let me know if that works. If it doesn't work, you can just go to my channel, look at my most recent video, and it will show you. But go and watch that video if you haven't yet. And you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.